Preparing mentally for difficulties reduces surprise and panic when they occur. This readiness builds resilience and keeps momentum steady. Life is unpredictable, but a thoughtful plan allows flexibility without losing direction. Reflection and planning work hand in hand. Reflection gives you insight from the past. Planning applies those insights to the future. Skipping either one weakens your ability to improve and succeed. Together, they create a cycle of continuous learning and progress. Every day becomes a stepping stone rather than a shot in the dark. Incorporating this habit requires discipline and intention. It's easy to dismiss reflection as time wasted or get distracted by evening activities. However, the cost of neglecting this habit is far greater. Without reflection and planning, you drift aimlessly, lose focus, and miss chances to grow. Over time, this results in frustration and regret. Those who succeed consistently have mastered the practice of daily review and preparation. They use the power of reflection to sharpen their path and planning to light the way ahead. Reflection also connects deeply with self-awareness. When you regularly examine your actions and choices, you develop a clearer understanding of who you are, what drives you, and what holds you back. This self-knowledge is invaluable for making decisions that align with your true values and vision. Without it, you risk living according to others' expectations or reacting to circumstances without control. Many successful people attribute their growth to the simple habit of nightly reflection and planning. They treat it as non-negotiable because it's the moment where progress is measured and new goals are born. This habit builds a rhythm that supports consistency, the foundation of achievement. Success is rarely about giant leaps, but about small, smart steps taken every day. Reflection and planning ensure those steps are deliberate and meaningful. Making this habit part of your routine can start with just 10 minutes each evening. Find a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. Use a journal or notebook to write down your reflections honestly and clearly. Then, outline your main priorities for the next day. Over time, this practice becomes a mental reset, calming the mind and preparing you for rest. A clear plan reduces anxiety about what's coming and helps you sleep better, knowing you're ready. This habit also strengthens your ability to adapt. As you reflect, you notice what works and what doesn't, giving you real-time feedback. You adjust plans based on actual results, not guesses or hopes. This flexibility prevents stagnation and keeps you moving forward even when conditions change. Life will throw curveballs, but with daily reflection and planning, you maintain control and direction. Reflection and planning aren't about perfection or rigidity. They are about awareness, honesty, and intention. They invite you to take full responsibility for your life by seeing clearly where you stand and where you want to go. This clarity transforms overwhelm into manageable steps, confusion into confidence, and chaos into calm. The power of this habit reaches beyond personal goals. It affects relationships, work, health, and overall well-being. When you reflect on your interactions, you can improve communication and build stronger connections. Planning allows you to balance time for work, rest, and play, preventing burnout. This holistic approach makes your daily life richer and more fulfilling. In the end, the discipline of reflecting on your actions and planning for tomorrow every day builds a bridge between who you are now and who you want to become. It turns abstract dreams into concrete plans and vague intentions into real results. This is not a mysterious secret, but a simple, consistent practice available to anyone willing to take the time. The choice to reflect and plan is the choice to live intentionally, grow steadily, and create the life you deserve. Planning builds discipline, and discipline builds freedom. Most people think freedom is doing whatever you want whenever you want. But real freedom comes from knowing what you're doing and why. It's waking up and not feeling lost. It's working with direction. That feels good. You can't wait for motivation to hit you like lightning. You've got to wake up and make a decision. That decision is, I'm not wasting today. I'm not leaving this day up to luck or chaos or noise. I'm going to decide what matters most. I'm going to put it on paper. I'm going to focus my time, my energy, and my strength into what actually moves my life forward. Some people say, but what if things don't go as planned? Of course they won't. That's life. But that's not the point. The point isn't perfection. The point is direction. When you plan, you can adjust. You're not guessing your way through the day. You're choosing. And choosing gives you control. A plan gives you a filter. It helps you say no to things that don't match your purpose. It gives you clarity in the middle of chaos. And this isn't about being overly rigid or robotic. It's about being smart with your time. It's about treating your day like it matters, because it does. One day leads to the next. A week becomes a month. A month becomes a year. A few years of direction can put you so far ahead in life. But a few years without it? That can cost you more than you realize. When you begin to plan your days with clear goals, you'll start noticing changes you didn't expect. You'll feel less overwhelmed. You'll stop procrastinating. You'll feel a deeper sense of progress, even if things move slowly. Because progress is addictive. When you feel it, you want more of it. And planning is what gets the wheel turning. Planning turns vague wishes into real priorities. And when something is a priority, it gets done. People often ask, where do I start? Start the night before. That's right. Don't wait until the morning when you're tired or rushed. The best time to plan tomorrow is tonight. Before you sleep, write down the top 3 things that matter most for the next day. That way, when you wake up, you don't have to figure it out. You just follow your plan. You start the day with direction. That changes everything. Think of all the people who never stop to ask what they really want. They just drift from one thing to the next. No wonder they feel burned out, scattered, or stuck. But that's not you. You're going to get clear. You're going to take control. You're going to build a life by design, not by default. It starts with this daily habit. Decide what matters most, and then focus on that with everything you've got. And listen, planning your day won't make you perfect. You'll still have setbacks, interruptions, and things that go off track. But you'll be anchored. You won't be tossed around by everything. You'll know what you're doing and why. You'll finish each day with more peace because you'll know you gave your best to the right things. Your future doesn't begin next month or next year. It begins today, right now. This is your shot. This is your chance. Don't waste another day just going through the motions. Make the decision. Take the time. Set your priorities. Define your goals. Write them down. And then go after them with purpose, with energy, with discipline. That's how lives change, not with big dramatic events, but with small daily choices that compound over time. And the choice to plan your day, that's one of the most powerful ones you'll ever make. It's simple, it's doable, and it works. Start with today. Decide what matters. Focus on that. Give it everything you've got, then do it again tomorrow. And again the next day. That's how winning is done. That's how a meaningful life is built. One planned day at a time. Number 2, exercise for at least 30 minutes to boost energy. Most people walk around tired, drained, and running on fumes. They wake up feeling like they didn't even sleep. Midday hits and they're reaching for coffee, sugar, or something to just get through the rest of the day. Their bodies feel stiff, their backs hurt, their mood is unpredictable, and they wonder why they feel like they're aging too fast. What they don't see is that the lack of physical movement is slowly stealing their energy. It's not just about health or fitness. It's about the ability to show up strong, alert, and focused for the life they want to build. Energy is not something you find, it's something you create. And one of the most direct ways to create it is by committing to at least 30 minutes of exercise every single day. You don't need a gym membership. You don't need expensive gear. You need movement. The body was designed to move. And when it doesn't, it starts to shut down. Muscles weaken. Posture collapses. Blood flow slows. Your mind gets foggy. Your emotions become harder to regulate. Movement is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, and even spiritual. Because when you move your body, something powerful happens inside your mind. You begin to feel alive again. Exercise isn't about building the perfect body. It's about building stamina for your purpose. It's about preparing yourself to handle stress, pressure, responsibilities, and setbacks. Think about it. When your body feels heavy, your thoughts feel heavier. When your breathing is shallow, your thinking becomes narrow. But when you move, when your heart beats faster, when your lungs open up, when your muscles start working, you feel different. You feel capable. You feel grounded. You start walking into your day with a different presence. There's a reason highly successful people make exercise a daily ritual. It's not about looking good. It's about showing up strong. If your life is important to you, if your goals mean something, if your family matters, if your dreams aren't just fantasies, then your health has to become a priority. Because when your health declines, everything you care about suffers. You can't focus when you're always tired. You can't be fully present when you're constantly drained. You can't give your best to others when you feel your worst inside. That's the reality most people avoid, but avoiding it doesn't change it. Start small. You don't need to run a marathon. Go for a walk. Stretch. Do bodyweight exercises at home. Just move. Move every day. Set aside 30 minutes like it's a meeting you can't miss. You'd never cancel on your boss. Don't cancel on your body. Your body is your vehicle for everything. If it breaks down, your life slows down. If it shuts down, your goals get buried. You've got to take it seriously. And what happens when you stick to it? You start to notice real changes. You wake up with more clarity. You feel stronger, not just in your arms and legs, but in your mindset. You begin to carry yourself differently. You stop needing energy from caffeine or junk food. You produce it naturally. That's a game changer. You stop chasing motivation and start generating momentum. And once you've got momentum, you become unstoppable. Most people look for shortcuts. They want results without effort. But that mindset will never build anything that lasts. Exercise teaches you discipline. It teaches you to do what's hard even when you don't feel like it. And that discipline spills into every part of your life. You start eating better. You start thinking clearer. You start approaching your work with more focus. You handle setbacks with more strength. That's the kind of transformation people miss when they only look at exercise as a chore. It's not a chore, it's a choice. A powerful choice that you get to make every day. And you don't have to enjoy every second of it. What you need is to respect it. Respect the role it plays in helping you become who you were meant to be. When you move your body daily, you create a foundation. A solid, steady foundation that can carry heavy things, your goals, your family, your career, your vision. Without that foundation, everything starts to shake when life gets tough. But when your body is strong, when your energy is high, when your breath is steady, you can face anything. And there will be days when you don't want to. Days when you feel tired, busy, stressed, or discouraged. But those are the days when it matters most. Because showing up on the hard days is where confidence is built. Every time you exercise when you don't feel like it, you tell yourself a new story, one where you're in charge. One where your future matters more than your comfort. That shift in identity is everything. Energy isn't just physical, it's emotional. And the emotional benefits of daily exercise are undeniable. You reduce anxiety. You lower stress. You fight depression. You release chemicals in your brain that make you feel alive, present, and motivated. You stop carrying so much tension in your body. You sleep better. You make better decisions. All from 30 minutes of consistent movement. You want to lead your life well. Start by leading your body. You want to be more patient, more focused, more calm. Start by moving more. You want to make more money, have better relationships, be a better parent or partner? It all starts with your energy. And your energy is built in those daily moments of movement. It's not about how fast you go. It's about showing up. You're not competing with anyone. You're not trying to win a contest. You're building a lifestyle that supports your goals. And every day you choose to move, you cast a vote for the person you're becoming. That person is strong. That person shows up even when it's inconvenient. That person doesn't make excuses, they make moves. And it's okay to start slow. You don't need to crush it on day one. Just commit to consistency. If you can walk, you can start. If you can stretch, you can start. Don't let your current fitness level define your future. Let your commitment do that. Because over time, 30 minutes a day becomes a habit. And that habit becomes a lifestyle. And that lifestyle starts opening doors you never thought possible. You don't need permission to change your life. You need action. You need discipline. You need to stop waiting until you feel ready and start doing what needs to be done. Move your body today, even if it's just a walk around the block, even if it's just 10 minutes to start. The hardest part is starting. But once you start, the body remembers. It adapts. It gets stronger. You begin to trust yourself again. And when that happens, your entire life rises with you. This is your moment, not tomorrow. Not when you're less busy, not when things calm down. Now, move your body, build your energy, choose strength over excuses. Give yourself 30 minutes to become someone you're proud of. Not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Every single day. Number 3, read something valuable that improves your knowledge daily. It's easy to feel stuck in the same place, thinking the world is passing you by while you stand still. Most people don't realize how quickly life moves until they look back and see that their minds haven't grown in years. The reality is this: if your mind isn't expanding every day, you're falling behind. The world changes fast, and the only way to keep up is by feeding your brain with something valuable, something that builds you, sharpens your thinking, and stretches your perspective. Reading daily is one of the simplest and most powerful habits anyone can develop to protect themselves from stagnation. A lot of people say they don't have time to read. That's usually not true. What they mean is they don't have time for what they think reading should be like, sitting down for hours with a heavy book. But reading something valuable doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. It could be a few pages in a book, a thoughtful article, a useful report, or even listening to an audiobook or podcast. What matters is that the information is meaningful and that it moves you forward in some way. Knowledge is the raw material of success. It's the foundation of good decisions, better ideas, and smarter action. When you make reading a daily habit, you're investing in yourself in the most concrete way possible. You're teaching your brain to think deeper, to ask better questions, to solve problems more creatively. Every page you read is like putting a brick in the foundation of your future. The stronger the foundation, the higher you can build. Without feeding your mind, you risk making the same mistakes over and over. You risk reacting to life instead of leading it. The world is full of noise and distraction, and if you're not careful, that noise fills your mind and drowns out your potential. But when you read with purpose, you clear out the clutter and replace it with wisdom. You start seeing opportunities where others see problems. You start feeling confident because you know more. You begin to trust your instincts because they're backed by knowledge. Think about the people who inspire you. Chances are they didn't get there by luck. They got there because they committed to learning every day. They read. They studied. They surrounded themselves with ideas that challenged and grew them. And that's exactly what you can do. You don't have to be born smart or talented to get ahead. You just have to be willing to learn consistently. Reading also helps build patience and focus, two things the world is running short on. When you read, you're training your mind to concentrate on something for a long stretch. You're slowing down enough to absorb ideas, reflect, and connect the dots. This kind of mental workout strengthens your brain's ability to handle complex challenges. And as life throws harder problems at you, you'll be ready. You don't have to read everything or try to know everything. The key is to choose reading material that adds value to your specific goals. If you want to grow your career, read about your industry, leadership, or productivity. If you want better relationships, read about communication and empathy. If you want to improve your mindset, read about motivation and habits. Focused reading turns knowledge into power because it's targeted and practical. When you finish a book or an article, don't just move on. Take time to think about what you've learned. How does it apply to your life? What changes can you make based on this new knowledge? Reading without action is like planting seeds and never watering them. The goal isn't just to consume information, it's to transform it into something useful. This is where the real growth happens. If you're not in the habit of reading daily, it might feel uncomfortable at first. Your mind might resist. That's normal. The world is designed to keep you distracted, not focused. You'll have to make a decision to protect your time. Set aside a specific moment each day to read. Maybe it's first thing in the morning before the chaos starts, or during your lunch break, or just before bed. Consistency is more important than quantity. Even 10 minutes a day can add up to thousands of pages a year. Reading daily also sharpens your communication skills. The more you read, the better your vocabulary, your understanding of language, and your ability to express yourself. That impacts how you talk to people, how you write emails, and how you present ideas. Strong communication opens doors. It builds trust and influence. You want to be the person who can explain things clearly and listen with understanding. Reading is a training ground for those skills. Remember, knowledge alone won't make you successful, but ignorance will hold you back every time. When you commit to learning every day, you're giving yourself options. You're building mental muscles that keep you flexible and ready for whatever comes next. You stop being overwhelmed by change because you're prepared. You stop feeling left behind because you're catching up. You stop doubting your ability to grow because you're proving yourself wrong every day. The choice to read daily is also a choice to respect yourself and your potential. It says, I matter. My future matters. I'm worth investing in. That's a powerful message to send to yourself. You don't have to wait for someone else to push you or for a crisis to hit before you decide to grow. You can take control right now, starting with a book, an article, or even a short story. Whatever expands your mind and feeds your heart. In this world, your knowledge is your edge. It shapes how you see yourself and how others see you. It's a tool that sharpens your instincts and helps you make better calls. It's the difference between drifting through life and steering it with purpose. When you commit to reading something valuable every day, you're not just passing time, you're building a life that's richer, smarter, and more meaningful. This habit isn't about perfection or speed. It's about commitment. It's about showing up for yourself even when life is busy or tiring. It's about taking control of your future one page at a time. Because every day you read, you take one more step toward the person you want to become. And that person is worth every minute you invest in learning. Number 4, practice gratitude and write down 3 positive things. Life is tough. No one escapes hardship, disappointment, or struggle. Most days are filled with challenges that weigh heavy on the heart. It's easy to get caught in a cycle of negativity, focusing on what's wrong, what's missing, and what's not working. This isn't just about feeling down once in a while. For many people, it becomes a pattern, a way of seeing the world that drags them deeper into frustration and hopelessness. The problem is this: when the mind locks onto negativity, it blinds us to the good that still exists. It hides the opportunities, the blessings, the small victories that can fuel hope and strength. One of the most powerful things you can do every day is practice gratitude, and not just think about it, but write it down. Writing 3 positive things daily rewires your brain to see life differently, to live differently. Most people underestimate the power of gratitude because they think it's something fluffy or feel good. They believe it's just about saying thank you when things go right. But gratitude is a discipline that rewires your brain to focus on what you have rather than what you lack. When you start listing 3 positive things every day, you're training your mind to notice the good no matter how small or ordinary it seems. It might be the smile of a stranger, a moment of quiet, a problem solved, or simply waking up to a new day. These small moments add up and create a stronger foundation for happiness and resilience. The brain is wired to look for problems. It's a survival mechanism. But that survival mode, when left unchecked, traps you in a constant state of stress and worry. Gratitude interrupts that cycle. When you write down what you're grateful for, you shift your focus from scarcity to abundance. This shift is not just emotional. It changes the chemistry in your brain. It reduces stress hormones, boosts mood chemicals, and makes you more open to solutions. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. Suddenly you can see what was always there but hidden. Writing down 3 positive things forces you to slow down. Life moves fast, and the mind races even faster. When you take time to pause and reflect on what's good, you create a moment of peace and clarity. This moment helps you reset your emotions and prepares you to face the rest of the day with strength. Over time, this practice builds mental toughness because you learn to find hope and gratitude even when life is hard. It's important to be specific when writing your 3 positives. Saying, "I'm thankful for my family" is a start, but digging deeper makes the practice more powerful. Write about a specific conversation, a kind gesture, a laugh shared. These details anchor your gratitude in real experiences and make it easier for your mind to recall these positive moments later. This practice also improves your memory of good experiences, making your life feel fuller and more meaningful. The beauty of this habit is its simplicity. It doesn't require hours or special tools. A small notebook and a few minutes are enough. You can do it first thing in the morning to set a positive tone or at night to reflect on the day. Consistency is what transforms gratitude from a fleeting thought into a way of life. As you keep this habit, you'll notice your perspective changing. Problems don't disappear, but they stop controlling your emotional state. You become more resilient, more patient, and more hopeful. Gratitude also strengthens your relationships. When you focus on the positive in people and express thanks regularly, it deepens your connections. You begin to see the good in others more clearly, which encourages kindness and empathy. This shift in how you view people influences how they respond to you. Life becomes less lonely and more connected because you're paying attention to what binds you rather than what divides you. Many people think gratitude is about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. That's not the case. Gratitude doesn't erase challenges, it helps you carry them with less pain. It balances your vision so you see both struggle and strength. This balance is crucial for mental health because it keeps you grounded and hopeful. Without gratitude, life feels heavier and darker. With it, even the hardest days have moments of light. Writing your positives every day is also a powerful tool when facing tough seasons. When you're overwhelmed or discouraged, looking back at your list reminds you that good things are still happening, even if they feel small or distant. This reminder gives you strength to keep moving forward. It's a shield against despair because it anchors you in reality, not just feelings. When starting this habit, don't overthink it. If you struggle to find positives, start with basics: good food, a roof over your head, a moment of peace. As you practice, your ability to see positives will grow. It becomes easier to find joy and gratitude in places you never expected. You're teaching your mind a new way to operate, a way that serves your well-being and growth. The habit of gratitude is a choice you make every day. It's choosing to focus on what builds you up rather than what tears you down. It's choosing to be the person who looks for good, who values what they have, and who believes that life has more to offer. This choice empowers you because it puts control back in your hands. You don't have to wait for circumstances to be perfect to feel grateful. You can start now with what you have, where you are. This practice doesn't just improve your mood, it changes your entire life. It opens doors to new possibilities because it helps you see beyond immediate problems. It fuels your motivation by reminding you why you're working hard. It deepens your satisfaction with your progress and your relationships. Writing 3 positive things daily is a simple tool with profound effects. If you want to live a life filled with joy, peace, and strength, gratitude has to be non-negotiable. It's a daily habit that builds an unshakable foundation. It's a habit that empowers you to face challenges without losing your heart. And it's a habit that connects you deeply to yourself and the world around you. Every day, take the time to write down 3 positive things. Make it a commitment, a gift to your future self. Because the person you become depends on the mindset you build today. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a skill you can develop. And that skill will shape the quality of your life in ways you can't yet imagine. Number 5. Review your progress and adjust plans for improvement. Every person who wants to grow, achieve, and succeed faces the same invisible enemy: complacency. It creeps in slowly when you stop paying attention to where you stand. Many people go through life without truly knowing if they're moving forward or just spinning their wheels. They work hard but don't stop to see if their efforts are actually getting them closer to their goals. Without regularly reviewing your progress, you risk wasting time, energy, and resources on things that don't matter. The harsh reality is that most people avoid this because it can feel uncomfortable. Facing your progress means confronting failures, delays, and setbacks. But it's exactly this honest review that creates the chance for real improvement. Without it, there's no growth. Reviewing your progress daily isn't just about measuring results, it's about being truthful with yourself about what's working and what isn't. This process requires discipline and courage because it asks you to step outside of your feelings and opinions and look at facts. When you take this step, you're no longer guessing or hoping. You're making decisions based on clear information. You can identify what needs to change, what habits are holding you back, and what successes you can build on. This kind of awareness puts you in control of your path instead of leaving your future to chance. It's common to fall into the trap of just pushing forward without stopping to check if you're on the right road. This happens when people get caught up in busyness. They fill their days with tasks and activities but lose sight of whether those tasks matter. Imagine driving a car for hours without ever looking at the map or the road signs. Eventually, you'll get lost or end up somewhere you never intended to go. The same thing happens in life when you don't review progress. You might be moving fast, but if you're headed in the wrong direction, speed only increases the distance from your true goals. A daily review forces you to slow down and look at your day with clear eyes. What did you accomplish? What challenges came up? Did your actions match your priorities? These questions bring clarity and help you avoid drifting aimlessly. It's not about perfection or guilt. It's about honest evaluation. Some days you'll find you did more than you expected. Other days you'll see where you fell short. Both are valuable because they teach you how to adjust. Adjusting your plans is the natural next step after reviewing. No plan is perfect from the start. Life throws unexpected obstacles, new opportunities appear, and your understanding of what you want evolves. If you keep doing the same things in the same way, expecting different results, you'll stay stuck. But when you review your progress, you gain information that guides you to change your approach. Maybe you need to focus on a different task, seek advice, learn a new skill, or manage your time better. These adjustments keep you flexible and responsive, which is essential for long-term success. Many people fear change because it feels risky or uncomfortable. They prefer sticking to familiar routines, even if those routines don't work well. This fear limits their growth. The truth is, the ability to adjust is a strength, not a weakness. It shows that you're paying attention and willing to improve. This mindset separates those who reach their goals from those who give up frustrated and confused. The daily review also strengthens your motivation. When you see progress, even small wins, it fuels your desire to keep going. It reminds you that your hard work is paying off. On the flip side, when you notice areas that need improvement, it can spark a sense of urgency and focus. This keeps you sharp and committed. Without regular check-ins, motivation fades because you lose sight of the results. To make your daily review effective, it helps to have a simple system. This could be a journal, a checklist, or a planner where you record your key tasks, outcomes, and feelings about the day. Write down what you accomplished and what you didn't. Reflect on why certain things went well and why others didn't. Be honest but kind to yourself. This isn't a punishment session, it's a growth session. Look for patterns and lessons rather than just mistakes. The practice of reviewing your day also teaches patience. Growth isn't always fast or obvious. Sometimes progress feels slow or invisible. But when you keep tracking your efforts, you develop a long-term view. You learn to trust the process and stay committed even when immediate results don't appear. This patience is essential because big achievements come from consistent daily improvement over time. This habit builds confidence because it removes uncertainty. When you review regularly, you know exactly where you stand. You have evidence of your strengths and the steps you need to take next. This clarity gives you the confidence to face challenges and make tough decisions. It keeps doubt and fear from paralyzing you because you're grounded in reality. Another important benefit is that reviewing your progress sharpens your priorities. When you see which activities bring the most value and which drain your time, you can focus more on what matters. This means less wasted effort and more impact. You learn to say no to distractions and yes to what moves you forward. This kind of focus is rare but incredibly powerful. It's also crucial to involve your emotions in this process. Acknowledge how your progress makes you feel. Celebrate your wins fully, allowing yourself to experience the joy and pride. When you notice setbacks, allow yourself to feel the disappointment, but don't stay there. Use those feelings as signals to understand what's behind the challenges and how you can adjust. Emotions give important information if you listen carefully. Over time, daily reviewing and adjusting becomes a habit that shapes your entire approach to life. It creates a mindset of continuous improvement, where you're always learning and evolving. This mindset turns obstacles into opportunities because you're always looking for ways to move forward. It creates resilience because you're prepared to face reality without denial. It creates success because you're intentional about your actions. If you want to reach your goals, this daily review and adjustment process can't be skipped. It's the compass that keeps you on course, the mirror that shows your true progress, and the engine that drives improvement. Without it, even the most talented and hard-working people can get lost, confused, or stuck. But with it, you have a clear path forward, built on truth and action. Making this a daily practice means committing to self-awareness and growth every single day. It means waking up with a readiness to check in with yourself, celebrate what's working, face what's not, and make plans to improve. This discipline is what separates those who build meaningful, lasting success from those who drift and settle. Keep in mind, this process isn't about judging yourself harshly or chasing perfection. It's about being honest, learning, and taking responsibility for your life. When you do that consistently, you create momentum. That momentum turns small improvements into big achievements day after day, year after year. Number 6, communicate effectively and build strong relationships intentionally. There's a truth most people ignore in their journey towards success. No one reaches meaningful heights alone. Everyone you admire, those who have left a mark, built empires, or lived lives full of purpose, did it through connections. But here's the hard reality. Building strong relationships isn't something that happens by accident or by just being around people. It requires intention, effort, and most importantly, communication done the right way. Too many people get caught in shallow interactions or misunderstandings that block progress. They want to grow but don't realize that the quality of their communication directly impacts the quality of their relationships and ultimately their success. Communication is not just about talking or sharing information. It's about truly connecting with others, understanding what they mean, and being understood yourself. Every day, countless conversations happen around you, but only a few create real impact. This happens because most people don't listen. They wait for their turn to talk, they judge quickly, or they assume they already know what the other person thinks. When communication is shallow or careless, relationships become weak or break down completely. But when communication is clear, honest, and respectful, it builds trust. Trust is the foundation of every strong relationship, whether it's with a colleague, family member, friend, or business partner. It's common to think that communication is just about words, but it's much deeper than that. How you say something, your tone of voice, your body language, and your willingness to listen matter just as much. Imagine having a conversation where the other person looks away, interrupts, or dismisses your feelings. How would you feel? Probably unimportant or frustrated. Effective communication demands presence. Being fully there with the other person, not distracted or thinking about something else. It also means asking questions to understand better instead of assuming. This effort shows respect and builds connection. Building strong relationships takes intention. It's easy to get busy and let relationships slide, thinking that because someone is close to you, you don't need to invest in them. But strong relationships require nurturing every day. They need small acts like checking in, remembering what matters to the other person, and being willing to support them without keeping score. When you build relationships with this mindset, people notice. They begin to trust you, not just because of what you say, but because of how you show up for them consistently. Effective communication also means being honest and transparent. Avoiding difficult conversations or hiding your true feelings creates distance. Real connections happen when you share your thoughts openly, even if it feels uncomfortable. This honesty invites others to do the same. Over time, this leads to deeper understanding and stronger bonds. It's important to balance honesty with kindness, speaking truth without causing harm. This balance is a skill that comes with practice and care. Many struggle with communication because they fear rejection, conflict, or being misunderstood. These fears stop people from expressing themselves fully or addressing problems directly. But avoiding communication problems only makes them worse. Strong relationships grow when challenges are faced and resolved, not ignored. This doesn't mean every conversation has to be serious or difficult. It means being willing to handle all kinds of talks, from casual to critical, with respect and openness. In the workplace, effective communication can be the difference between success and failure. Teams that communicate well accomplish more because everyone understands their roles, responsibilities, and goals clearly. When communication breaks down, confusion, frustration, and mistakes multiply. The best leaders know this and work hard to create an environment where people feel safe to speak up and share ideas. They don't just talk at people, they listen, encourage, and respond thoughtfully. Outside of work, relationships with family and friends require the same attention. The busyness of life often pulls people apart, but those who make communication a priority build deeper connections that last. Simple things like sharing your day, asking about someone's feelings, or apologizing when you're wrong can make a huge difference. Relationships don't survive on good intentions alone. They thrive on consistent, meaningful communication. Intentional relationship building also means choosing who you spend time with wisely. Your circle affects your mindset, habits, and opportunities. Surrounding yourself with positive, supportive, and growth-minded people pushes you to become better. Negative or draining relationships pull you down. This doesn't mean cutting people off easily, but it means recognizing where your energy goes and investing it where it counts. Being intentional means setting boundaries that protect your time and emotional health. Technology has changed the way we communicate, making it faster but often less personal. Texts, emails, and social media can create the illusion of connection, but they don't replace face-to-face or voice-to-voice interaction. It's easy to misunderstand tone or meaning through written words alone. Using technology wisely means not relying on it exclusively for important conversations. Choosing to meet in person or talk on the phone when it matters can strengthen relationships more than any text ever will. Effective communication also involves empathy, the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and understand their feelings. Empathy is powerful because it breaks down barriers and creates compassion. When you show empathy in conversations, people feel seen and heard. This builds a strong emotional bond that encourages openness and cooperation. It's not always easy to be empathetic, especially when you disagree, but it's a skill worth developing. Another important aspect is the power of gratitude in communication. Expressing appreciation regularly makes relationships stronger. When you acknowledge others' efforts and qualities sincerely, it encourages more of the same. Gratitude shifts the focus from problems to possibilities. It creates a positive environment where people feel valued and motivated. Intentional communication also means knowing when to speak and when to listen. Many people talk too much without really hearing the other side. Listening actively shows respect and gives you information that can improve your response. It also builds rapport because everyone wants to be understood. Developing good listening skills is as important as improving how you speak. Relationships require ongoing effort. There's no finish line where you can say, "Now it's perfect." Life changes, people grow, and circumstances shift. Staying connected means adapting and continuously investing time and energy. It's about showing up consistently, not just when it's convenient or beneficial. Strong relationships become a source of strength during tough times because they're built on a solid foundation of good communication and mutual respect. Remember that your communication style impacts your reputation. People remember how you made them feel more than what you said. When you communicate with kindness, clarity, and sincerity, you build respect. This respect opens doors and creates opportunities that wouldn't exist otherwise. It also helps in resolving conflicts more easily, turning potential problems into growth moments. This process starts with self-awareness. Understanding your own communication habits, strengths, and weaknesses lets you improve. Number 7. Spend time learning a new skill that adds value. Most people wake up every day feeling stuck in a routine that doesn't move them closer to their dreams. They see others grow, achieve, and improve, but they feel left behind. The truth is, one of the biggest gaps between where people are and where they want to be is the willingness to learn new skills consistently. Learning is not just for school or early life. It's a daily necessity that shapes your future. If you want to create lasting success, you have to treat skill development like breathing, something you do every day without fail. The hard reality is that the world doesn't wait for anyone. Technology changes, industries evolve, and demands shift constantly. What worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. If you stop learning, you fall behind. But when you commit to learning a new skill every day, you prepare yourself for opportunities that others miss. This kind of daily growth isn't flashy or exciting at first. It often feels slow and frustrating because you're stepping out of your comfort zone. That discomfort is exactly where growth happens. Many avoid learning new skills because it feels overwhelming or they fear failure. They think they need to become experts immediately or that their current job doesn't require it. But valuable skills are not just about immediate results. They build over time, layer by layer, until you look back and realize how far you've come. A small daily habit of learning can change your entire trajectory. It could be anything: improving communication, mastering a software tool, understanding finance, or developing leadership. The key is to pick something that aligns with your goals and adds real value to your life or work. Imagine what it feels like to wake up with confidence, knowing you're not relying on past knowledge alone. Learning a new skill sharpens your mind, increases your confidence, and makes you more adaptable. You start to see problems as puzzles rather than obstacles. The sense of accomplishment from mastering even small parts of a skill fuels your motivation. It becomes a positive cycle. One success encourages you to keep going. Learning also opens doors you didn't know existed. When you develop a skill that others don't have, you stand out. Employers, clients, and colleagues notice someone who brings fresh capabilities to the table. Your value rises naturally because you're able to contribute more, solve problems faster, and innovate. The difference between those who climb the ladder and those who stay stuck is often this willingness to add new skills regularly. The process of learning a new skill every day requires discipline. It means setting aside time intentionally, even if it's just 15 or 30 minutes. Consistency beats intensity. Trying to cram all learning into one day leads to burnout and forgetfulness. Instead, daily small doses of focused learning create long-term results. It's like watering a plant a little every day rather than flooding it once and hoping it grows. Choosing the right skill to learn is important. It should be relevant to your goals and useful in your current or future situation. You don't have to master everything at once. Start with the basics and build gradually. Breaking the skill into manageable parts prevents overwhelm and keeps progress steady. For example, if you want to learn digital marketing, begin by understanding one aspect, like social media ads, before moving to more complex topics. Learning is not just about absorbing information. It requires practice. This is where many fall short. Reading a book or watching videos is helpful, but without applying what you learn, the skill remains theoretical. Make time to use your new knowledge in real situations. Practice strengthens neural pathways in your brain and moves knowledge from short-term memory to long-term ability. This application phase also shows you what works and where you need improvement. There will be moments of frustration and setbacks. Learning something new always involves mistakes. This is normal and expected. The difference between those who succeed and those who quit is the mindset to keep going despite challenges. Every mistake is feedback, not failure. Adjust your approach, seek help if needed, and remind yourself that mastery takes time. This attitude builds resilience, another invaluable skill. Surrounding yourself with others who are also learning can accelerate your progress. When you share experiences, resources, and support, you create an environment that motivates you. Join groups, online forums, or find mentors who can guide you. Accountability partners help keep you on track when motivation wanes. Learning becomes a shared journey rather than a lonely one. The benefits of spending time learning a new skill extend beyond career advancement. It improves your problem-solving abilities, creativity, and mental sharpness. It prepares you to handle unexpected situations with confidence. Life throws challenges that require you to adapt quickly, and new skills are your toolkit for navigating them. People who commit to lifelong learning often report higher satisfaction and a sense of purpose. It's important to track your progress. Recording what you've learned each day helps you see growth and keeps you motivated. It also highlights areas that need more focus. Celebrating small wins builds momentum and reinforces the habit of learning. This daily habit becomes part of your identity. You become the kind of person who grows, improves, and pursues excellence. Many people think they are too old or too busy to learn something new. This is a limiting belief. Learning isn't restricted by age or schedule. It's about mindset and priorities. Even busy people can find short pockets of time during a commute, lunch break, or before bed to engage in learning. The key is to value this time as essential, not optional. When learning becomes a priority, other distractions lose their grip. Investing time in skill building is one of the smartest decisions you can make. It multiplies your options in life and work. When economic or personal situations change unexpectedly, your skills provide stability. They allow you to pivot, innovate, and remain competitive. No one can take away the knowledge and abilities you accumulate. This security is priceless. Spending time every day on learning also connects you to a bigger purpose. Growth is deeply satisfying. It transforms your self-image from someone who reacts to circumstances into someone who creates and shapes their destiny. You begin to expect progress, look forward to challenges, and enjoy the process. This mindset shift is powerful because it changes your entire outlook on life. In the end, the daily commitment to learning a new skill is about investing in yourself. It's about believing you deserve to improve and that your future depends on what you do now. Many don't reach their potential because they wait for the right time or the perfect chance. That time rarely comes. What comes instead is the decision to start, no matter how small, and keep going every day. This practice transforms ordinary days into stepping stones toward extraordinary achievements. It shapes your habits, your confidence, and your opportunities. The value you add to your life and others' lives grows exponentially. It's a continuous process that never ends because life itself is a journey of learning and adapting. Every moment spent learning is a moment invested in your freedom, the freedom to choose, to create, and to live the life you want. That's the power of making skill development a daily habit. Number 8. Manage your finances and track daily spending habits. Most people go through life feeling like money controls them instead of the other way around. They work hard, pay bills, and hope there's something left over at the end of the month. But the reality is, without managing your finances intentionally, that hope often turns into frustration. Money doesn't just appear magically, it flows based on choices made every day. The small decisions about spending, saving, and tracking habits create the foundation for financial security or financial stress. This is why managing your finances and tracking what you spend daily is something you must work on every single day. The truth is, many avoid looking closely at their money because it feels uncomfortable or overwhelming. Ignoring finances is like driving blindfolded. You might get somewhere, but the risk of crashing is high. Understanding where your money goes each day is not about restriction or guilt. It's about gaining control. When you have a clear picture of your spending habits, you empower yourself to make smarter decisions. Awareness leads to better choices, and better choices create opportunities. Money management is not about becoming rich overnight. It's about building consistent habits that protect you from financial emergencies and open the door for future growth. Tracking your daily spending allows you to see patterns where you might be spending too much on things that don't serve you and where you can redirect funds toward your goals. This process brings clarity. Instead of reacting emotionally to bills or impulse purchases, you respond with intention. It is easy to underestimate the power of daily tracking. Most people think, "I'll look at my finances once a month." But waiting that long creates a gap that leads to overspending or missed payments. Checking daily keeps you connected to reality. It helps avoid surprises and reduces stress because you know exactly where you stand. The habit of recording expenses also makes you more mindful about spending. When you know you have to write it down, you pause before making unnecessary purchases. Managing your money well starts with a simple routine. Write down every expense, no matter how small. It could be a coffee, a snack, or a subscription. These small amounts add up quickly and often cause leaks in your budget. When these details are captured daily, you can categorize your spending and identify areas to adjust. This isn't about cutting all enjoyment out of life. It's about balancing pleasure with responsibility. Budgeting is the next step that follows tracking. Once you know where your money is going, you can create a plan that prioritizes essentials, savings, and personal goals. Having a budget is like a map that guides your spending choices. It keeps you from wandering aimlessly and helps focus on what really matters. Sticking to a budget requires discipline, but it's the key to turning financial dreams into reality. Many people fear budgeting because they think it means living with scarcity. The opposite is true. A well-managed budget frees you from worry, allows you to plan for big purchases, and builds a safety net. It shifts your mindset from surviving paycheck to building wealth step by step. The power of daily attention to finances cannot be overstated. It transforms fear into confidence. Another important part of managing your finances is understanding the difference between wants and needs. It's easy to confuse the two, especially when emotions get involved. Daily tracking helps reveal impulsive spending driven by temporary desires or peer pressure. Recognizing these patterns lets you make intentional choices that align with your values and long-term objectives. This clarity strengthens your financial discipline and reduces regret. Managing money well also involves dealing with debt wisely. Many carry burdens from credit cards or loans that drain resources unnecessarily. Tracking your spending shows where extra payments can be made or where habits need to change to avoid growing debt. Facing debt head-on each day, even in small ways, moves you closer to freedom. Ignoring it only makes the problem bigger and more stressful. Savings play a crucial role in financial management. Having an emergency fund and saving for future goals creates security and peace of mind. Daily awareness of your finances helps identify opportunities to save, even if it's a small amount. The habit of saving regularly compounds over time. What feels small today can become substantial tomorrow. This practice builds resilience and cushions you from unexpected setbacks. The emotional side of money management is often overlooked. Money issues cause anxiety, arguments, and sleepless nights. When you take control through daily management, you reduce stress and build confidence. You gain a sense of accomplishment because you're actively working towards stability. This emotional shift improves your overall well-being and relationships. Being proactive with money creates a foundation for a calmer, more empowered life. Technology offers many tools that make tracking and managing finances easier than ever before. Apps, spreadsheets, or simple journals can help keep everything organized and visible. The key is consistency. Choose a method that fits your style and commit to using it every day. Over time, this habit becomes automatic and natural, freeing mental energy for other important tasks. Financial literacy is another benefit that comes from managing money daily. As you track spending and learn about budgeting, you understand concepts like interest rates, investments, and credit scores. This knowledge equips you to make better decisions and avoid common pitfalls. It also opens doors to wealth-building strategies that most people never consider. Education combined with daily action is a powerful combination. One of the hardest parts of managing money is facing reality. It's tempting to ignore financial problems and hope they go away. But problems grow when avoided. Daily tracking forces you to confront the truth and take responsibility. This courage is the first step toward lasting change. Accepting where you are today doesn't mean you're stuck there. It means you're ready to move forward. The benefits of managing finances well go far beyond numbers in a bank account. It impacts your freedom to make choices, your ability to care for loved ones, and your capacity to contribute to causes you believe in. Money is a tool. How well you manage it determines how well it works for you. Developing this skill daily is a form of self-respect and preparation for a better future. Many people think managing money is complicated or only for experts. The reality is that simple daily actions create powerful results. Tracking your spending, setting priorities, and following a budget are straightforward steps that anyone can take. These habits remove confusion and bring clarity, empowering you to build a life of stability and opportunity. Financial management is not a one-time fix, but a lifelong discipline. Your circumstances will change, income may rise or fall, and priorities will shift. Staying engaged daily keeps you flexible and ready to adapt. This ongoing effort prevents small problems from becoming disasters and ensures steady progress toward your goals. Most importantly, managing your finances and tracking spending is about respect for yourself and your future. It's an act of responsibility that honors your hard work and dreams. When you control your money, money no longer controls you. This freedom opens up choices, reduces worry, and creates a foundation for growth. This is a daily task worth committing to because it shapes every part of your life. Number 9, practice mindfulness to stay focused and reduce stress. Many people live their lives pulled in every direction, feeling overwhelmed and mentally exhausted by the constant noise inside and outside their minds. The reality is, the modern world bombards us with distractions, endless tasks and pressures that make it almost impossible to find peace or focus. This daily chaos doesn't just steal time, it drains energy, clouds judgment and fuels stress. What most don't realize is that learning to practice mindfulness is one of the most powerful tools you can develop every day to stay focused, reduce stress, and reclaim control over your mind and emotions. Mindfulness isn't about escaping reality or emptying your mind completely. It's about being fully present and aware of what's happening right now without judgment or resistance. That simple but profound practice changes everything. It helps you notice when your thoughts spiral, catch feelings before they overwhelm, and respond instead of react. Most people go through their days on autopilot, distracted by worries about the future or regrets from the past. Mindfulness breaks that pattern and brings your attention back to this moment, the only one where real action and change happen. Stress affects everyone at some point. It's not a sign of weakness, but a natural response to challenges. However, if left unchecked, it builds up and damages both body and mind. Practicing mindfulness regularly creates a buffer against this pressure. It trains the brain to slow down, relax, and focus on what's important. You become less vulnerable to being tossed around by every stressful thought or emotion. This practice reduces anxiety by helping you see problems clearly instead of magnifying them through fear or confusion. The first step in practicing mindfulness is learning to observe your thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. It means noticing when your mind drifts away and gently bringing it back. Imagine your mind as a busy street. Without mindfulness, your thoughts are like cars speeding by, some loud, some distracting. Mindfulness teaches you to stand on the sidewalk and watch the traffic without rushing to join it. This space you create between yourself and your thoughts allows calm to grow. Daily mindfulness practice can start with just a few minutes of focused breathing. Paying attention to the sensation of air entering and leaving your lungs grounds you in the present. When your mind wanders, bringing it back to the breath trains concentration. Over time, this strengthens your ability to stay focused during the busiest parts of your day. It's like training a muscle. The more you work at it, the stronger it becomes. The benefits of mindfulness stretch beyond mental clarity. Physically, it lowers blood pressure, reduces tension in the body, and improves sleep. Emotionally, it builds resilience and patience. You start to react less impulsively and more thoughtfully. Situations that once caused frustration or anger become manageable challenges. This calm presence makes relationships better because you listen more deeply and communicate with greater understanding. One major obstacle people face is believing they don't have time to practice mindfulness. The truth is, even short moments of awareness have a cumulative effect. It doesn't require hours of meditation or special equipment. Simply pausing during a busy day to focus on your breath or tune into your senses reconnects you with the present. These little breaks refresh your mind and help you avoid burnout. Incorporating mindfulness into everyday activities changes how you experience life. Eating, walking, or even washing dishes become opportunities to engage fully with what you're doing. Instead of rushing or thinking about what's next, you notice the taste, textures, sounds, or movements. This practice deepens appreciation and satisfaction, transforming routine moments into sources of peace. Mindfulness also improves decision-making. When your mind is cluttered, it's easy to make choices based on emotion or habit that don't serve you well. A mindful approach brings clarity by allowing you to step back and see the bigger picture. You respond based on values and goals rather than immediate reactions. This leads to better outcomes in personal life, work, and relationships. Another critical aspect of mindfulness is learning to accept what is, rather than resisting reality. This doesn't mean giving up on improvement or goals, but recognizing the present moment as it is without fighting it. Resistance to situations causes suffering because it creates tension and frustration. Acceptance releases that energy and opens space for constructive action. This shift in perspective creates emotional freedom and reduces inner conflict. For many, the hardest part is dealing with negative emotions or difficult thoughts during mindfulness practice. It's natural to want to avoid discomfort, but facing these feelings with openness and curiosity diminishes their power. You learn that emotions are temporary and don't define who you are. This builds emotional strength and prevents stress from accumulating unchecked. Mindfulness is not a quick fix or a one-time solution. It's a lifelong skill that grows with daily practice. The more consistently you cultivate awareness, the more natural it becomes to live with focus and calm. Eventually, mindfulness shifts from being a separate activity to an integral part of how you experience life. This skill has tremendous impact on productivity as well. When distractions pull you away constantly, work drags on, mistakes happen, and energy drains fast. Mindfulness sharpens attention so you can engage deeply with tasks, complete them faster, and do them well. This creates a positive feedback loop. Success builds motivation, and motivation supports further mindfulness. In moments of crisis or high stress, mindfulness can be a lifeline. Instead of panic or overwhelm, you find an anchor in the present. This steadying presence keeps you from spiraling and allows clear thinking. People who master this approach handle pressure with grace and come out stronger on the other side. Mindfulness also cultivates gratitude and joy. When you pay attention to small details, you notice things often missed, like a warm breeze, a kind word, or a smile. These simple experiences enrich life and build a positive mindset. This emotional shift supports resilience and attracts more positivity. The journey into mindfulness requires patience and kindness toward yourself. It's normal to struggle with focus or resist practice at first. The important part is persistence and willingness to return again and again. Each moment spent practicing is a gift to your mind and heart. In the end, practicing mindfulness every day is about taking back control of your life from stress and distraction. It gives you the power to live intentionally, think clearly, and feel at peace. This isn't just good advice, it's a crucial habit for anyone who wants to live fully and succeed in a world that never stops pulling us away. Number 10. Reflect on your actions and plan for tomorrow. Life has a way of rushing past us, filled with countless activities and constant demands that pull us from one thing to another without a moment to pause. Most people go to bed feeling drained, without a clear sense of how their day unfolded or what they achieved. This lack of reflection creates a cycle where days blend together with no real progress, leaving frustration and missed opportunities behind. The simple yet powerful habit of reflecting on your actions at the end of each day and planning for tomorrow is something few prioritize, but it holds the key to turning ordinary days into steps toward extraordinary success. Reflection is not just looking back aimlessly. It's about taking a purposeful look at what you did, how you handled challenges, and where you fell short. This process shines a light on your choices, helping you understand patterns that lead to success or failure. It forces honesty and clarity, which are essential for growth. Without this step, you can't learn effectively from your experiences because you don't know exactly what happened or why. Reflection is like a mirror that shows you the real picture of your efforts and outcomes. At the end of the day, before distractions take over, spend time reviewing your key actions. What tasks did you complete? Did you follow through on your priorities? Were you productive or distracted? This honest assessment isn't to criticize, but to understand where your energy went and if it aligned with your goals. Many people mistake being busy for being productive, but the two are very different. Reflecting helps you separate activity from achievement. You identify what truly moved you forward and what wasted time or drained energy. Part of reflection involves recognizing your wins, no matter how small. Often, people overlook progress because it doesn't seem significant. Celebrating small victories builds confidence and momentum. This positive reinforcement fuels motivation to keep going. On the other hand, acknowledging mistakes or missed targets is equally important. Facing where you didn't do well isn't about guilt, but about creating awareness. This awareness empowers you to adjust and improve, rather than repeating the same errors. Reflection also reveals your emotional responses during the day. Did frustration, stress, or fear influence your decisions? How did you manage those feelings? Being aware of your emotional patterns gives you control over them. It helps you prepare mentally to handle similar situations better in the future. Without reflection, emotions build up unnoticed and sabotage progress quietly. Once reflection is done, the next crucial step is planning for tomorrow. The night before is the perfect time to set clear intentions and goals for the next day. This act gives your mind a roadmap to follow and reduces uncertainty. Knowing exactly what you want to accomplish creates focus and purpose when you wake up. Many people start the day with a vague idea of what needs to be done, leading to scattered effort and wasted time. Planning ahead puts you in control of your schedule and energy. Effective planning involves identifying the most important tasks that will have the biggest impact. Not everything deserves equal attention. Prioritizing what truly matters ensures your effort moves you closer to your bigger goals. Writing down these priorities solidifies commitment and acts as a reminder throughout the day. It's common to underestimate the power of writing things down. Seeing your plan in black and white holds you accountable and clarifies what success looks like. In addition to tasks, planning includes anticipating potential obstacles. What challenges might arise? How will you respond? Preparing mentally for difficulties reduces surprise and panic when they occur. This readiness builds resilience and keeps momentum steady. Life is unpredictable, but a thoughtful plan allows flexibility without losing direction. Reflection and planning work hand in hand. Reflection gives you insight from the past. Planning applies those insights to the future. Skipping either one weakens your ability to improve and succeed. Together, they create a cycle of continuous learning and progress. Every day becomes a stepping stone rather than a shot in the dark. Incorporating this habit requires discipline and intention. It's easy to dismiss reflection as time wasted or get distracted by evening activities. However, the cost of neglecting this habit is far greater. Without reflection and planning, you drift aimlessly, lose focus, and miss chances to grow. Over time, this results in frustration and regret. Those who succeed consistently have mastered the practice of daily review and preparation. They use the power of reflection to sharpen their path and planning to light the way ahead. Reflection also connects deeply with self-awareness. When you regularly examine your actions and choices, you develop a clearer understanding of who you are, what drives you, and what holds you back. This self-knowledge is invaluable for making decisions that align with your true values and vision. Without it, you risk living according to others' expectations or reacting to circumstances without control. Many successful people attribute their growth to the simple habit of nightly reflection and planning. They treat it as non-negotiable because it's the moment where progress is measured and new goals are born. This habit builds a rhythm that supports consistency, the foundation of achievement. Success is rarely about giant leaps, but about small, smart steps taken every day. Reflection and planning ensure those steps are deliberate and meaningful. Making this habit part of your routine can start with just 10 minutes each evening. Find a quiet space where you won't be interrupted. Use a journal or notebook to write down your reflections honestly and clearly. Then, outline your main priorities for the next day. Over time, this practice becomes a mental reset, calming the mind and preparing you for rest. A clear plan reduces anxiety about what's coming and helps you sleep better, knowing you're ready. This habit also strengthens your ability to adapt. As you reflect, you notice what works and what doesn't, giving you real-time feedback. You adjust plans based on actual results, not guesses or hopes. This flexibility prevents stagnation and keeps you moving forward even when conditions change. Life will throw curveballs, but with daily reflection and planning, you maintain control and direction. Reflection and planning aren't about perfection or rigidity. They are about awareness, honesty, and intention. They invite you to take full responsibility for your life by seeing clearly where you stand and where you want to go. This clarity transforms overwhelm into manageable steps, confusion into confidence, and chaos into calm. The power of this habit reaches beyond personal goals. It affects relationships, work, health, and overall well-being. When you reflect on your interactions, you can improve communication and build stronger connections. Planning allows you to balance time for work, rest, and play, preventing burnout. This holistic approach makes your daily life richer and more fulfilling. In the end, the discipline of reflecting on your actions and planning for tomorrow every day builds a bridge between who you are now and who you want to become. It turns abstract dreams into concrete plans and vague intentions into real results. This is not a mysterious secret, but a simple, consistent practice available to anyone willing to take the time. The choice to reflect and plan is the choice to live intentionally, grow steadily, and create the life you deserve.